Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 257. Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking about it.
Slowly
Yeah.
climbing.
Slowly. I was thinking about, like, when last we podcasted.
We needed like a summary recap,
Yeah.
segment.
Or, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
everybody's going to try to skip intro.
Like they do in the television shows.
Yeah.
Like last time on Gilmore Girls.
Yes, exactly.
Rory and Lorelai.
Skip intro.
I was just binge watching this. I don't need you to give me the
Exactly,
recap.
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, no, but also like the passage of time is so quick, but yet like if I look at like when we last podcasted, I was just talking about that design, and it seems like it was out a bajillion years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
but you finished two of them. So it's
Three.
three.
Yeah.
Okay.
I finished the one that I was working on, plus another one, plus a DK weight one.
Oh, boy.
Bam! Drop them. I'm so in love with weigh it patterns right now.
Good.
Yeah. Super cool. Based on weight, you can do all kinds of things. Yeah, so if you fast forward, work's been super busy, life's super busy. We've had kids down to Iowa and back, and another kid down to Iowa and back, and trying to plan the other kid going down to Iowa and back. Ellie's in mountain biking, which is a super cool like club cross school sport. But she came back, and now it's like, oh, she's got practice 4 times a week. And oh, my husband's going on a bike ride across Iowa, and I have to get her to practice for an hour and a half 4 times a week, plus also do something with the other children, and she have to transport a bike there. And
Wow.
yeah, it's
That club, it sounds exhausting.
I've to be honest with you, this week I've enjoyed it because I've been, Jeremy and the kids go do something, and I take her, and then I go run. So yeah, that's the only other thing that I've really got going on, other than just super crazy at work and juggling home and kids and stuff, is that like last year, I'm doing my July running streak. So I've ran 18 days in a row.
Okay.
Mostly because this time of year it gets warm. It's unseasonably cool right now, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I tell myself I'm a night owl by just by nature, and we have a running joke. This is funny because that's punny. Running joke, boom, in my family, that I always say, well, I'll get up early tomorrow morning when it's cooler out and I'll run. And so I stay up late at night. I never get up in the morning, and it just gets to be where it's like 6 or 7 days and I haven't ran. And I need running for stress relief, in addition to just the health benefits, right? And so last July I was like, well, if I tell myself that if I don't get up early when it's cool and run, I have to run anyway, like then I don't just keep putting it off.
Oh, yeah.
So it's running streak upheld.
Yes. Because you're like, oh, better do it now because I do not want to do this midday.
Last week, I think it was, when it was not necessarily like 100 outside, but with the heat index, it was 100. I did run indoors at the rec.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I took the kids, they swam
The
at
treadmill.
pool. Yeah. Well, it was not on a treadmill. It was on a. I had to do lap. I got
short
dizzy.
laps. Yeah. The laps are like 9 for a mile or something.
10. 10 for a mile.
Really-
Yeah. So I had to go to my happy place, and then I started playing games. Like there, it's kind of a oblong circle, and so I'd run the flats, and then the curves I'd just kind of jog, and then I'd sprint the flats, and just to be doing something different because it was driving me insane. But all because I didn't get up early and get my run in. Running joke. But yeah, that's what's going on here. How have things been with you? Post-Nitpocalypse.
Post-apocalypse.
That's how long it's been since we've recorded.
Let's see. Don't know. I have been plotting all of my future travel right now, and that's kind of stressful. So I have a volunteer event in the beginning of August for CrossFit and beginning of September for CrossFit. this weekend I'm seeing Courtney Barnett at the Surly Brewing Company, and that's just a drive, but we still have travel arrangements,
So
like
it's-
getting somebody to watch our
The
kids.
kids,
So
yeah.
we can, and then let's see. And then I have a friend getting married in October that I was knitting that beautiful shawl for, which is done and up on Instagram, but I didn't bring any of my finished objects that are knitted. Had Tour de Fleece on my mind, so been doing a lot of Tour de Fleece, and far less knitting.
Did your family watch the World Cup at all?
Oh yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Yep.
Well, my husband and I did. The kids were not so interested in
Yeah.
soccer on TV.
My kids' attention span for soccer on TV seems to be like the highlights, right? Like they want to see Mbappe score
Yes.
the goal.
The really cool kid.
And yeah,
Whatever,
yep. But
I
or the penalty kicks at the end where it's like pure action. So
I definitely started appreciating the game more, and it was a break from the constant baseball that happens in my family. So there are games on the daily for baseball.
Yep.
So you football widows, you ain't got nothing on baseball widow.
Yeah.
I mean,
except that time of year, you're like, yeah, I'll go outside. You sit
Yeah.
inside and watch television.
yeah, I suppose, but it's just a lot. It's a lot.
Mhm.
He was watching the All-Star game, and I'm like, but why? It means nothing. Like, it does. Literally means nothing. And like, it used to have some sort of implication on where, and again,
When the World Series was
yeah,
played.
but never mind, because I'm losing interest already.
She's like, something doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really like going to games in person, but you have it on TV, and I'm doing something else mentally. Like,
Mhm.
I could be sitting there knitting next to you, but I would not be knowing what's going on. No, I was just daydreaming about something else.
Yeah.
What happened? Or messing around on my phone or whatever. But, so yeah, lots of baseball, lots of soccer. I haven't watched a lick of the Tour de France, even though I am doing Tour de Fleece.
Yep.
But I do like that that's gotten me back, or has me using my tools.
Mhm.
And so I can pick it up again. It did have a snafu. I forgot how to chain ply, so that first one that I was trying to chain ply has some parts in it where I'm like, oh, this is not good. Now, it's fine, it's perfectly serviceable yarn,
Mhm.
but I can tell that it was a very amateurish attempt at chain plying. And then, like, my fingers halfway through or towards the end remembered what they were supposed to do,
Mhm.
and not this weird wonky thing that I was doing that seemed like it was left-handed, and for this right-handed person that was like just anyway. So I fixed it just by not paying attention and having my muscle memory come back. And then I did a second skein since then. So, with the good chain plying, although still have some issues. I am not good at it.
Did you buy a bunch of similar fiber, or you were just using a similar technique? You said you did a second skein. Is that
No, it's
Just
just
different.
another bump of fiber. Made it onto the wheel after that, and I decided to chain ply. My next one will probably be 2-ply. But
I had a coworker today tell me that they had gone to the farmer's market, and did I know about Berry Fun Yarns,
yes.
the Berry Patch people. And part of me wanted to be like, pretend like she was showing me something, just so it didn't seem like the knitting world was so small, right? Like, oh, I haven't heard of that. And then I was like, no, Tanya's awesome. So I wanted to make sure she knew. Just, yep. She comes to our retreat. Yep. So, yeah, the retreat went swimmingly. It's now kind of post the stress, so I'm able to look back and be like, oh, that was fun. The 5K went really well. Miss Ellie and I finished together. We had kind of set it up as a competition. And in my own best interest, I think in the future we are going to submit times and try to see who's closer to their times for the competition.
Okay,
because
gotcha.
she's going to grow. Her legs are going to get longer, and I'm no longer going to be able to keep up with her.
Okay.
So I'm going to need that crutch of, it's no longer a foot race, Ellie.
Okay.
It's who can be the closest to their predicted time.
Gotcha.
Or maybe even faster than their predicted time by a little, but.
Yeah, I don't know how to spark an interest in my hobbies into my children.
Mhm.
I've tried to get them into knitting. I've signed them up for various exercise type classes or sports,
Mhm.
and yeah, I don't seem to be able to get my kids into my hobbies and the interests that I have. But I know that when I was their age, the interests I have now weren't my interests then. So
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Most of my Ellie is obviously enjoying running with me, but like, Quentin has really gotten into biking, and will go bike with me, but he sometimes needs a little bit of a carrot, right? Like
Mhm.
to lure him into it. And like on Sunday, Dexter and I went for a run. I forgot that the public library was closed on Sundays in the summer.
in the summer.
So
yeah.
we were going to go pick up some reserved books that we were going to read together, and then stopped by and got a Dunkin' Donuts. I got an iced coffee with nothing in it, just iced coffee, which is now palatable to me since I'm still on my low sugar journey.
Mhm.
And he got the exact opposite. They're little culotta things that are pure sugar. So he's drinking all the sugar. I'm not. But yeah, I mean, that a little bit of a lure there, I guess, to be able to.
Yeah, I don't know. My lures, I don't know. It seems like they have fun once they get started, but yeah, like, I mean, honestly, they've pretty much gone like, I'm not interested in this anymore. If it was a sport or just, anyway, Lucy's still doing soccer. I was never into that, but yay,
Mhm.
she's got something.
Yeah.
And, yep. Dustin and I can still Pokemon Go our hearts out together.
Mm-hmm.
He's enjoying that.
Yeah.
Although now we're excited about Pokemon Let's Go for the Switch.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's coming out at the end of the year. So,
Okay.
anyway, I digress. Do we have knitting stuff to talk about?
We do have some Administrati. So June has come and gone, as per our conversation about ZK, which is again thanks to everyone that came and joined us. Great classes, awesome market, as you'll see when I'm talking about all of the things that I bought, and just in general, some of the best people that you'll ever meet choose to come and spend a weekend in June with us. I'm always a little about it. So, but we do have the June Scrappy Happy KAL. That's 2 through 240. I drew 3 numbers. That is for the Camel City Dye Works mini set. That makes something really scrappy and happy. I see these mini skein sets now and think Magic Cake Shawls, because I'm kind of in that ka-chunk. Or I've got a new top that is being test knit that also would be super awesome. This one's for a giveaway. That must be from something else, because your mom made this bag, right? No?
I don't think so.
Oh, so it is from them then. Sunshine Lily Crafts giveaway.
Yep.
I left the card in there for a reason. Your mom had that print though, right?
Yes,
Okay.
she has this print, but
Okay.
she would put
It would be
drawstrings
different.
on
It would
both
be
sides.
different.
Yeah, it would be different.
Okay. Anyway, that or a pattern of your choosing that is available in my Ravelry store. And the 3 winners were lucky number 13, 130 or 165, and 82. So lucky number 13 was Elizabeth with an X in it, Elizabeth. All of these randomly were socks,
Oh.
which was very amazing to me. So scrappy socks for the win, because they literally won. One, sorry, I didn't get the appropriate, like, that was very clever, Megan, response from you. For the win! Ah, yes, they did win. Okay, 165, try to be courageous. She also knit some socks. And number 82 was Holly Isaac, and she also knit some socks. You're sensing a trend? Contact me with your preference, whether or not you want this Sunshine Lily Crafts, very fun sheep in skein with the wool label on it bag, or you want to try to knit up some the Scrape Jelly Smash is calling my name, from Camel City Dye Works, or Violetta. So pretty. Anyway, sorry, I'm being distracted by the prizes. Contact me on Ravelry. The order in which you contact is the order in which you get your preference. So if none of those conflict, then you get your first preference. Otherwise, it's in order, as per usual. Okay. We also mentioned in our ZK enabling thread, again, thank you to all of those fabulous vendors. We had, this year we recorded a video of everybody holding the prizes and took a picture, and those will be going up soonly. The time has just gotten away from us. So fully intended to do that long ago, and it just hasn't gotten done. But we said that we would have extra coloring books, and we do indeed. And we also have extra the enamel pins that were in the, I guess I don't have all three of them. I just had the two that, oh no, here's the third one. I was like, what? I need all three. There's the heart eyes, there's the laugh out loud, and then there's our them together. Yep. Where she is laughing out loud and the other one is admiring the yarn that she's holding. So the two large figures. And we're going to be selling our extras. That'll be out on the StockinetteZombies website. Sorry, word didn't come up. And so the coloring books, they are $6 shipped. That includes the shipping via media mail.
US.
Yep, for US, sorry, domestic. We'll have to do a case by case with international. So if you buy it and you aren't domestic, we will invoice you prior to shipping for the what's above and beyond that. And since we can fit 2 of these into our container, you can also get 2 of them for $9, and that includes the shipping as well. I think for $6 it's fun to be able to look back and see all of the different. I was amazed putting this together. I'm sure I said this in the. I don't know, maybe it's with age. I find myself constantly going like, I am constantly repeating myself, aren't I? Like in my head, I was like, I probably said this in the enabling episode. But going back, it was very fun to go back and see all of the different logos that we've had throughout the years. So, yep, 7 color-filled pins. And then the pins we're going to do, you can buy a set of 3, and that's $20 plus $3 shipping. All of these are plus $3 shipping because they're super light, but they're thick. So you have to pay for the up shipping. So if you've got somebody that you want to buy pins with, that would help spread the shipping costs across the board. So you could get all 3. You could do a you pick 2, which is $16 plus $3 of shipping, and you can get just 1 for $9 plus $3 shipping. Plus $3 shipping is the common denominator there. Or not really a denominator, it's an additive, but anyway, those will be going up. My mom puns are on strong. Other goings on, we still have the spring into summer. It is still summer, where we're at anyway, going on. And I think we're going to include all of the flat things. We set aside a prize from ZK for our spring into summer folks. All of the unbreakable. Flat isn't the correct term because there is a skein of yarn in there, and the pins, and but that'll be a prize in there. And we've got some really good chatter and some really pretty tops that people are knitting for spring into summer.
Yeah, so if you've been knitting a nice summer top and you weren't sure about this KAL, jump on in.
Mm-hmm. It's still a going.
Yep.
It's still going. And then last but not least, I just wanted to mention that I'm super excited. I don't think the last time that we podcasted, Megan did not reveal that she was going to be the designer in residence for Sock School, Sock School 2018 for Little Skein in the Big Wool. Yes, so super excited about that. Got lots of chatter and wonderful stuff going on over there. And I recorded a little informational video about my sock obsession. It's kind of crazy when I look at all of the socks that I have and how quickly I'm not really wearing them out all that fast.
Right.
No. It's a lot of socks, but I do love socks. Socks are a really great project, not only for the finished object but also for the process. I always have a pair of socks in my purse now. I'm one of those people.
Uh-oh.
Retro.
Well, no, you just crossed over to the dark side.
Oh yeah. One of the I'm not monogamous because I always have a sock project going club. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It does drive me a little crazy sometimes when I want to finish a sock, and I've also got other things that I've got going on. But that was all of the Administrati that I had written down already. So, did you want to talk about your finished spinning, your finished objects?
Sure.
Of very long length?
Yeah, so I have some fiber optics that I did, and the colorway is Jeff. I might have to take it out of the shiny plastic.
Hermetically sealed.
Well, I did put a piece of tape on it.
She's like, okay. It wasn't stopping anybody. Just didn't want to uncrinkle.
So basically I did the singles. I had started it a long time ago, and then I, for Tour de Fleece, went ahead and finished it out. I like the green. Yeah. So it had a lot of long streaks in it, so I figured chain plying would be the best thing to do for it. But this is the skein where I forgot how to chain ply, so I got things like this going on that make me sad. But it is, like I said, serviceable yarn, and I will be able to make that into something very pretty one of these days.
What is the content on that, my lady?
It is Polworth, silk, and mohair.
The hair of the mow is getting big.
Yeah. And then on the bobbin, this is just 100% merino. No, it might be superwash. I'm not 100% clear. But this is from Hedgehog Fibers. So they had some spinning fiber in the yarn truck one year. So Jenna was selling it. And it was a really bright, splattertastic thing in fiber, but once you spun it up, it marled, the whites and the blacks marled with the bright colors, and so now it's just very muted and earthy, and under this green and black there's like blues and lots of streaks of white or off-white, so that's just on the bobbin still, so very energized. It's still in there. I've got to take it off and probably thwack it a few times, get it to bloom, etc., etc. And I can see some parts where in chain plying, if you have some bits that are like completely energized or overspun and they want to twist on themselves, you could get like little like blink, like a little spike out while you're plying. And when I go back to fix them, I see that my plies weren't as consistent. So I'm hoping that that will block out, as it were, or wash out, as it were. But that's 2, and then that means that all I have on the spinning apparatuses right now are, my spindles are only things that are busy. I do have plans for an Into the Whirl Pullworth and Silk combo that I'd gotten in their club a long time ago. And it's a coordinating and a really pretty color that's like purples and various shades, like a really dark purple to a really light purple, but all over the place as far as color, and I think green sprinkled in as well. And now I just want to decide how to put those things together. If I want to make a purple skein and a multi skein and then just use them in the same project, or if I want to make a bigger project with like where the purple is kind of mixed in with the, but I'm not quite sure what to do with that one. I was thinking of doing something fractal with the multicolor, and then just making a separate skein that coordinates with it. So that's my idea right now. But who knows? I probably need to slow down a little bit so that my spinning gets more consistent. And this will end up being a 2-ply this next go. So.
Yeah.
But that's all I have. I finished a pair of socks while at ZK, but all I had to do was weave in the ends on those. And then I finished
Was that the
shawl.
6th month of your DVD, and then you're out?
No, this
Or
was.
did you do 3 months this year? I can't remember.
I ended up doing 4 months.
Okay.
So I did recently get credit for that 4th month. But yeah, that's all I did do. And then I did the Eat Sleep Knit socks. And so that was my second pair in the Eat Sleep Knit socks. And then I decided that my self-striping that I have in my stash needed to be, the non-DVD stuff needed some love. So I've started pulling that out and started knitting with it. But yeah, and I got the shawl done, and I'm trying to think of other projects that were on the needles and that just ended up getting filed, like, like, oh yep, that's done. Oh, the green and white striped Elfie, that's done. And I'm just on my phone to check what else I finished, but I can let Megan talk about her objects while I do that.
So yeah, when last we podcasted, I was furiously trying to finish up a sample of the shawl that came out, and had it on pretty super sale there for a while, and then the folks at ZK got it. This is the Down the Road and Back Again. It's inspired, I think I withheld any information because I wanted it to be like a
Big
grand
reveal.
reveal. Yes. So dramatic.
Did it feel?
It was so glorious and dramatic, let me tell you. But inspired by and it was the song that we danced to this year as well, a Rachel Platten remake of it, but the Golden Girls song, Thank You for Being a Friend. Travel down the road and back again. So it's down the road and back again, and it's a Wayet shawl. So this was I'm like, I can't. So it's 2 colors. Basically, you can do it with any weight of yarn. It's written up in fingering weight, and so the finished dimensions are in fingering weight, and the recommended needles are in fingering weight. But you're just working, down and back with the one color, and then down and back with the next, and then at the halfway point, you turn, and then you start, so you're growing in this garter section, and then you go back. And one of the things that I really love about the shawl is the arrows. So when you're looking at this interlocking arrow motif, sometimes you see the pink arrows going this way, and sometimes you see the gray arrows going that way. So again, this is Sassy Pants from Camel City Dye Works, and Yarn Hoarder by the Leading Men Fiber Arts, which was not recognizable to Leading Men Fiber Arts nor Yarn Hoarder. They were both like, "That's Yarn Hoarder?" And I was like, "Yeah, the pink really does something different with it.
Yeah.
Like it brings some different colors. That, and it's really squishy garter. And it's kind of it's a swoosh, right? It's an asymmetrical, so I find that it likes to sit on my shoulders because it's this swooshy shape, swooshy shape. And then I was inspired by, we had, instead of the mini skein trade, Susan did a magic cake swap, which was super pretty. She took a picture of all the magic cakes, and their magic cakes were much prettier than mine. I don't know if it's my ball, Stanwood ball winder, but like you could see the outside color. You couldn't see like all of the layers. So I don't know if I needed to like zhuzh, like try to bring some of the other colors in, or maybe it was wrapped too tight. I don't know what it was, but you couldn't see all of my fabulous colors. I didn't weigh the mini skeins before I put them in the cake, and I thought I did the math. These were Fishnet's, her ZK mini skeins that she sent us probably 3 years ago now.
Okay, yep.
Which is a nice MCN, and I supplemented with some of my scraps thinking that I needed to, and at the end when I weighed it, the ball was like 190 grams or something like that. I was like, well, I only needed 100. Like, why did I add like 4 more or 5 more mini skeins to this? So I didn't use the full progression, but I just really think that the magic cakes just sing in a asymmetrical. It was super fun to see the different garter ridges pop up and have the arrows kind of transition from purple. I think it started this in purple. I think this was Pretty Young Zombie from Lolo Did It. Another of the Fishnets. This one is Acid Trip from Leading Men Fiber Arts. Another one of her, of the Fishnets ones. This yellow is, see, now I'm doing it because I don't know that I thought that I could do it, and challenged myself mentally. I think it was a storied yarns. I knit a pair of socks out of and had some left over, and then this last one was from that kit as well. So it kind of alternates through, and the solid is a unique to me base, and I can see using it again in the future. It's a cashmere BFL silk, so you kind of have that ruggedness of the BFL, but the cashmere kind of offsets it. So it's kind of luxurious, but also very sturdy. Like the, I feel like the cashmere sometimes you feel like it might just like flit away, right? Like this was like, it held it together. So short staple length, long staple length. Matter and antimatter combined. So I'm just going to keep layering them on.
Oh, okay.
It's warm enough, or it's cool enough. Then at ZK, I had some leftovers of. This is Vesper yarn and Knitterly Things, Vesper self-striping. I have a sock design that I have now basically wrapped up that will be coming out this fall. But at the time, I was super ambitious, like that I was just going to get right on it, even in the middle of like, I'm a crazy zombie from not getting enough sleep and being overstressed and needing to be here, there, and everywhere. So I just randomly threw this extra ball in because I had used it on some of the Sock Synergy socks, and it just became skews. I swear I turned away and I looked back at my hands, and all of a sudden there were skews. Like I just can do it on autopilot. Apparently,
It happened to you.
Yeah. And this time, instead of like last year, I actually got a left and a right sock. Yeah. Rather than just two, I think it was 2 right ones last year or 2 left ones. So, and this colorway, it's on Ravelry. and I've documented it, but it's no longer jumping immediately to mind. At one point, I was like super on it. Oh, this is that colorway, and I absolutely love it. But it's no longer there. It's been drugged to the recycle bin of my mind. While at ZK, I fell in love with two colors from Three Irish Girls. So much so, I'm leaning over here to grab I bought it in fingering weight and DK weight. It's like, I love this so much. This is the Intergalactic colorway, and this is the Star Party colorway.
I like the Star Party.
Yes, absolutely love them. Star Party on the fingering Adorn Luxe is a lot more vibrant than on the Springvale DK. But yes, I quickly knit up. It was like I blinked my eyes and I had another one of these because DK just goes so quickly. The only modification I made is I believe that I did this one on 8s. Again, I think I have this documented out on Ravelry. And I did 2 less arrow repeats up at the top because it started getting, it was thicker faster because it increases 1 stitch while it's increasing and 1 stitch decreases 1 stitch when it's decreasing. And I liked the depth of this, so I figured it out. And again, because it's a weigh-it shawl, it very, the turning point is where it starts getting smaller, and you know that you've got enough yarn. It's not an applied edge, it's all worked in one. So yeah, I'll document my mods for that, but it's basically the same size. I never vigorously block my shawl, so it's just not quite as, you can't see because I'm covering your face, but just not quite as thick, which it would have been if I had left that, but then it wouldn't have been as long. So the longer meant more to me in that moment. But it's super squishy. Super squishy. I love it. Love it, I love it, I love it. DK weight shawls. Bam.
You're just like those SKUs.
I know, right? I tell you what, if I don't keep track of what my knitting needles are doing, they just do things on their own. Yep. I also finished, where did that pair, oh, there we go. This was the pair that I tried to cast on at, it's got grass because I took pictures out in here. So I like to take a crazy variegated skein like this, and it's kind of my monkey socks litmus test. Like if a stitch pattern can handle like the crazy of this variegated, like a monkey sock can, then okay, I'm going to march forward with it. With this sock pattern, there's going to be a single option, single color option where you can see the patterning, and you can still pick it up on that. So this one is a bit wider motif, and this is a skinnier motif. And because it repeats up, it's a shorter chart to do it with the skinnier. But I posted it out on Instagram, so it's not like it's a big, huge secret. But this is Show Me Yarn in really cool. In their Butterfly House colorway. Yes, very cool colorway. Yes, I absolutely love it.
I wouldn't mind me a hat with one of those.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's pretty. I have a lot left over. I'm thinking of because I don't know. I don't like particularly super tall socks. I used to make them even shorter than they are now. So, but wrapped up those. And I've got a new design that folks are test knitting, and I was looking for out on Instagram tonight, just a few more people to round out my numbers. I support a wide range of sizes in my garments, and this is a yoke construction, and so I kind of wanted,
varying sizes.
Yes, lots of varying sizes versus what I had. I have people test knitting, so kind of a different than what I normally do on a test knit, which is I've got folks that are test knitting it that are going to finish it by this is coming out in early August for Stitches Midwest. Now I'm just kind of looking for people that can commit to finishing the yoke part, which is the more complicated part by that time frame.
Okay.
And it would still be great to have you finish it and give me your feedback, obviously. But just kind of a second wave of test knitters to make sure that the kind of complicated yoke math that I have going on checks out for all of the sizes.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I had a lot of people say really kind things and some people that are jumping in. This top has not yet been named, but it is being affectionately called by myself and Shayna the somewhat sheer top for women, or pullover for women.
Yes. And they added a completely sheer as well.
Completely sheer. Or you can flip the solid portions and the sheer portions and have it be naughty.
Yes.
Yes. Which is a completely different top in and of itself too. So kind of alluded to it there. I don't know if I'm going to get enough backlighting to show it, but it's a really fun sheer / marl stripe, which I think is really good for transitional. So between cooler and warmer climates, you kind of have the more solid part that's keeping it on your body, and then the sheer parts are almost like ventilation. Maybe I could name it something with ventilation. But I'm a sucker for similar finishes, so the cast on is an I-cord cast on. You got some I-cord here before you join in the round for your V. The sleeve ends are I-cord as well, with a little bit of a split hem there, as is the bottom. And so this is just the main color on really big needles, and then mini skeins that on the marl part where you go down in needle size and to get the same gauge, but it's a more denser fabric that's created. And so then I just used this midnight throughout, and just mixed in the little mixers for the marl part. And it's super fun. I love it. A little 3/4 length sleeve, again, for that more transitional timing. And away we go. So yeah, I've not been out on Instagram here for a little while, but I did have a few other bust sizes available if you're interested. And I've got the yardages if people are interested as well. So yeah, woot woot, ding ding. And then I'll just jump right into my works in progress. I'm knitting another one in a larger size. So this yoke math has been checked out. It adds up. And this is with the Leading Men Fiber Arts soliloquy base. So super big put up per skein in Nude Scene, and the other one, Poseidon, I believe. And then the other one was a Fortune Teller was the main, and Cactus Garden Lantern gradient set was the other color line. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I think it's fun. It's one of those things that I've definitely designed it, and I feel like it's an aesthetic that I would go for, right? You don't always design things for yourself, but this is something that I felt like, this is me.
Okay.
This is me. I enjoy that sheer and the fun marl and the interplay of the two colors and the split hem, the V-neck, all of that. Me.
All right.
You got some works in progress, or just spinning? Well, you changed to a...
Yeah, it got to a point where I need to check the pattern. So, and it's only on my phone, so just put it away.
Yep.
So I have my potential design. Probably not gonna make it anywhere other than into a sweater.
The motif.
Yeah, the motif.
Very cool.
So I'm playing with it on mittens, and then the plan was to use it in a sweater. I will have to figure out how to, sync up the repeats, and especially in this, I don't know where the bow tie part is. So I have those mostly done.
And that's brown sheep, right?
Yep. Still loving this base. So
Mhm.
this is their prairie spun.
I'll rub your hand. Yes. It's rustic yet soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't had a problem having it feel itchy. I would totally knit a sweater out of this. It would probably be a layering piece. I would probably want a t-shirt or something under it, but
Mhm.
definitely could soften with age, and I would maybe less and less need the, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I think it's a good base and reasonable too. I think
Yeah,
it
no.
was like
Yeah, super reasonable.
between $9 and $11 per skein,
And I
it's-
got it at Shepherd's Harvest for like 8, I think, or 9,
Okay.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
Webb's had it on sale as well. So
So the other cast on that I have is the sock arms. This is looking a little sheer to me, mentioning your top, because this is on 6s with fingering weight, and this is actually a really light fingering weight. I hope that it blooms a little bit. I don't see a problem with it once it's up against my skin, but just holding it up
I
here.
get mine out of my main color, not my sleeves, was the very beefy wool mice. And so I don't think I noticed it as much, but I still wear a shirt underneath it.
Okay.
So, yep.
Yeah, this is, I think, the must love when she was doing that sweater kit.
Mustache?
Mustache, sorry. Yes, mustache.
Oh,
when
yeah.
there was a sweater kit.
Mhm.
And so you got two
Huge skeins.
huge skeins of the same color.
Mhm.
I have them, and I am using them as the body. I'm sure I will have loads of extra. So there's that.
We're gonna show the sleeves, man. That's the money shot.
Well, I don't have them yet.
Well, what's gonna be the sleeves?
Well, hopefully, let's be crazy, or let's dress
dress
crazy. From Query Fiber, but it's very thin. It's a 12 striper, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna like that on the arms. But my plan is to start it and get far enough for me to decide. So whenever it gets into the round onto the bigger part of my arm, to just say, okay, do I like this? And then, if not, rip it back and do a different one. Right now, I'm not 100% on my second choice, but so hopefully the first choice works out.
Yeah.
And then,
I had assumed that was, but then I looked over and I noticed that it was not bottom up, it was top down, and I had assumed that was your sock arms.
oh, yeah. No, sock arms is bottom up. And then the summer tee,
That's right. Queen City.
the perfect summer tee from Queen City. This is their kit. Unfortunately, I should have read the pattern before I bought the kit, because I should have gone on my own and gotten 2 skeins and a mini, because my size does not require the third skein. And I didn't realize it until I balled everything up and put it in a project bag. So I have the third ball of yarn somewhere in here that I'll have to, I mean, it's beautiful, and it'll pair with anything.
Yeah.
It being this kind of sky speckly, it would pair with anything, honestly. But I was kind of like, oh, bummer, I didn't need 3.
So pretty
Yes, very pretty. So I am getting to the point where I need to do some shaping or something. I just know that
Something needs to happen.
I need to review the pattern again before I get any further along. So
What color's your pocket gonna be?
it is a dark blue. So it is pulling the
Super
darkest of blues from the speckles. And yeah, no, it's going to be a very classic, very basic. I have thought about doing a striper with this. I'd have to figure out how to do it with the pattern though, because there's not a convenient place to switch yarns at a certain point in the pattern, so it's like, yeah. But I had thought about it. I was like, oh, stripes would be fun.
Very cool. I love that colorway. I just keep on looking at it and going, I love that colorway. It's kind of clouds. It's like clouds. It's very fantastical and mystical and
Cool.
love it.
So that is the perfect summer tee. Is that Janice? Janice.
Queen City Fibers?
Yeah, Queen City Fibers. But I know they had two designers in there.
Janice and Kristen.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, oh, did I confuse it? But no, it's Janice. Okay. Let's see. I had another sock. Okay.
I recognize that sock. I have 2 left socks in that colorway.
So I did finish one of the, and I don't know the name. Rise Up. Okay. To me, it's a lattice.
Yep.
So lattice sticks in my head, but Rise Up. I did a boo-boo somewhere in there, and I'm okay with it.
Okay.
So
I'm not gonna judge.
So if it's on my foot and you see it, and then
Look away.
I'll be like, I know.
Look away.
I decided not to fix it. Basically, instead of crossing them, I made them into circles. You know, okay, bad decision. And then I did start the second one.
Very cool.
So, and they're shorties, so I should be able to finish this quickly once I get back to them. But my brain is in stockinette mode. If you hadn't noticed from the other projects on the needles, my brain does not want to do anything but stockinette right now. And that is okay. So I picked just the right things. So I have a stockinette sock, and it's just a basic toe up. I don't know what heel I'm going to choose when I get there. I'll figure it out. I've got at least another inch before I have to decide. That feels warm.
Yeah, your other foot touched me, and I'm like, you're cold.
Yeah, I have cold feet.
Cold feet. Rainbow suspenders, Kirby Werby, right?
I thought this was denim and
Rainbow suspenders?
oh, is that it? Denim and rainbow suspenders? Okay.
I think so. Jean jacket and rainbows? No. Yeah. Again.
She
colorway.
bought it. I inherited. I had grabby hands.
I overbought it, and a skein happened to head your way. Yes.
Yes. So like I have a hard time remembering the ones that I didn't purchase.
Yes.
But I loved it and needed it as soon as I saw it. So yeah, I have this beautiful yarn. And you said Kirby Werby? Oh, she's dying again.
She's got a beautiful little daughter.
No more hoarding of skeins, right? You can knit
use
those
freely.
up. Knit those up because there's more where that came from.
All right.
And I did not bring my massive amounts of enabling from the retreat. I guess you will see them as they come, because the Queen City kit was something I bought at CK. And yeah, other things will be heading on the needles soon. Like my DK skeins are going to become hats very soon.
Yes. Yeah. I've got a hat design floating around and in my head. It's starting to get a little cooler at night and makes things like that happen. I have the 2-color version of that sock design that I worked up in a really fun dark green that I seem to have massive amounts of, but you've told me is not Yarnakukin. And then I believe this light green is, oh, and I forgot to grab my little mini hats.
Oh yeah.
Finished those too. But that's why I pulled these 2 colors out, because of the Storied Yarns is the lighter green and then the darker green, and I made a little sheep hat out of it for my color work class. And then This pattern is also going to be top down and toe up. And so I've got a little cuff started, and I don't know if I'll wear them in these not matching colors, but I don't have enough of these colors to do another matching sock. So, boo. Well, I started out knowing that.
Okay.
Like I went into it going, I really like these colors together. I think it'll really show the pattern, but I'm definitely not going to have enough.
You really aren't.
No.
It's like tiny little.
Or I can make them into shorties, I guess. I could like rip it clear back but I don't know. I think I might be okay wearing a blue sock with red and a green and green. They'll keep my feet warm.
Yes, they will.
It's an added bonus.
I have no doubt.
All right, so for sock school,
Oh yeah.
I got some pretties. This is her, you gotta feel this, her Targi base. It's the house sock, I believe. I'm still connected there. House sock. 90% superwash American Targi and 10% nylon in the Stella Luna colorway. So she's got a lot of colorways that are kind of throwbacks to childhood book favorites. That green was Singing My Name. It's going to be another version of this same sock. But I think that this is so 410 yards for 100 grams. That's lighter than other Targi socks that I've knit with, I swear. I swear they were like in the 300s.
Yeah, I think they were beefier. Yeah.
Yeah, beefier bases, yes. Like, I can't, words. And this is her winter sock, little skein in the big bowl, blueberries for Sal. I have a funny story to tell about blueberries for Sal. I can't remember, I think it was in 2nd grade. We were doing like a reading competition on who could read as many books and write up little reports about them. And I started doing what you shouldn't do, which was looking at the title, and wrote my story, made up my own interpretation of the book.
Cheating.
About, there was a little boy who didn't know how to spell sale. So it was really blueberries for sale. Which I thought was being very, now looking back in as adult, yes, it was cheating. B, I got caught, right? So I got in trouble for it, actually had to read the book, really loved the book, and thought, like, why didn't I read this in the first place? So totally learned my lesson. C, kind of inventive to make up my own alternate contents of the inside of a book, right? No. But yes, blueberries for Sal is very pretty.
That's the one that picking blueberries with the bears. Okay.
Is there bears in there? Okay.
The blueberry book that I have in my head is they're picking blueberries, and there's a bear and a bear cub.
Yep. I think
On the
that's
other
it.
side of the hill, doing the same thing, more or less.
And then blueberries for
Okay.
Sal. Yeah, not for sale. For Sal. The official sock school. And it's green. It's green yarn. It's green sock. Yes. And she's always got these really fun. This one doesn't have anything written on it, but I was just. Oh yes, it does. It was hiding. Knit. Okay. What else was? I squeezed so many times and squeezed things because it was. She's got so many wonderful, little helpful methods for cast-ons and gauges. It says me. My name is on this thing. Megan Williams of StockinetteZombies podcast. That's a right here. A little spinning wheel, and in her signature tin. Going to soonly be on my keychain. All of my keys are on carabiners. This is how I do not lose my keys. They get clipped to the Silver Shed USA sling, and then my keys are always where I left them. A little progress keeper with a sock on it.
That's cute.
Yep, and this woolly dumpling it's made in Minneapolis, so it went from Minneapolis to Annie Light back to Rochester, by Bird and Bell, handmade. And this green, this citron, yellowy green, saves me. super excited about all of this. And now that I've shown it off, I can actually like engage. I'm gonna use it. Projects are going in there, man. Going in. All right. And then I kind of sent. So this is my shame.
It's not full.
It's not, but it's full enough that I couldn't have taken them out individually. So some of this is market shame, and some of this is I was like, I deserve this shame. So Queen City sent me home with some lovelies to play with. So this is their
Designer support.
jam session, and both are Noda sock. So much drama. So I really think that red is going to make those oranges and pinks and reds pop out.
My my kit was the
Noda sock.
Notice.
And this is my Cafe Steam one. Where's my dabbing sheep? My Queen City dabbing sheep.
Did you
get
get those? No.
Did you get one of those? Oh, they're so cute. Where is he? Here he is.
Oh, I did not see that. If I had seen it, I would have gotten one.
Yes, he's super adorable. I have all
He's
the
got a big
gangster Queen City with a crown chain.
Just very blingy from the 80s, 90s. Like
So it's 80s plus the 2010 dab, right? Or I don't even know when that came about. Do you remember? I got a Cafe Steam pin because it was $3, and they are officially now my favorite because they have sugar-free almond milk.
oh, very good.
Yes. Yes. So I'm digressing, but I also got the very Coco Chanel Suburban Stitcher pin. Very sparkly. The double S's. What other pens? Stacy got me Aka Awesome pens. Aka Awesome.
That is Aka Perfect.
I got a Mason B pin. My dabbing, I got a owl from Miss Corey Ovs. The yarn hoarder, I tried to buy this and she wouldn't let me because she's a stinker. A yarn hoarder pin that Miss Pine Feather Heather designed, and have so much fun with your knitting.
I have the quote.
Yep.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, do I even have it here? I don't know.
So my pin collection gained
Yeah.
by leaps and bounds.
And then there's my Mason B,
Mhm.
and then the yarn hoarder, and then
Yeah, I got those too.
Noni Baloney.
Yep, from
Uh,
San Francisco.
San Francisco gave me trolley pins.
I got the Bay Bridge
Yeah, I got both
and
of those,
the
yeah.
trolley. Yep. It was funny. She was walking around with that purse, and my kids were. Ellie was like, "I was with my mom, and she picked that pin out for you." That yeah, that she had the recognition. From Miss Jenna, I got Hardcore Friends on her self-striping. I think I may have this in variegated because I picked it up and I was like, I swear I already have this color. And she's like, well, you don't have it in self-striping because this is the first time that I've done it in self-striping. It's like sold. So my self-striping grew, as did self-striping from Pana What?
The Panakukan lately.
Yep, the Panakukan. Which Shayna says that we, next year, maybe we don't have to ask the Panakukan people to print it on the coupon, but she came up with the term, wait for it, Panacoupon.
She's like, she did.
She's like, if you don't use that, I'm going to be really sad. Like, maybe it doesn't have to be printed on the actual coupon, but like, can you just refer to it as your Panacoupon?
Yes, the Panakukan.
The Panacoupon? Yeah, coupon sounds less like coupon.
Yeah.
So you have to do the one that sounds more like coupon or coupon? Coupon.
Panakupan.
Panacoupon. Pana what? Okay. I showed you my 3 Irish girls. Oh, I got from Jenna. I got one of her bags. I oohed in on I enabled myself in the enabling episode. I showed you the 2 Starfish and Intergalactic. I fell in love. So a lot of the vendors had mohair, And I really liked the ones that were kind of matching, but I really wanted to do something where you would see the color changing underneath, and the mohair would like contrast it. So I got from Suburban Stitcher, this is Mixtape Romance on Merino DK, and this is her silky mohair lace. And I'm going to do something with the mohair held with it. I really think that blue is going to make the purples and pinks.
Yeah, I still have enough mohair that I got before to make another hat. So I restrained from buying more mohair.
Oh, Queen City also, I am going to knit up a another Down the Road and Back Again.
Oh,
Yes. This is their 41. I can't remember the exact. Can I get a 40? A 40 ouncer. And then this one. So I've already caked it up. This was my get done with these tops, 'cause if you want to knit a fourth. Misty Mermaid. And so the teal is enough that I think it's still going to pop with those bluer.
Okay.
It's a darker bluer there versus a green blue. So excited. I have it in the bag. It's just staring at me. If you want to knit another one of those shawls, you gotta finish up
This
with
one looks so much more like pristine than mine.
Has yours been lived a hard life?
It has lived.
I also got a Leading Men Fiber Arts Quick and Dirty improv sock blank. So lots of greens, lots of pops of color there. And then I think the rest, other than gifts, so Noni Baloney sent home a knitted Wit Victory sock, so very San Francisco theme with the pins and Nob Hill, and I left my heart in San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge. I ran across the Golden Gate Bridge not last year, goodness, before Dexter was born, so before I was a knitter, in July. In the San Francisco Marathon, you could see my breath.
Oh, wow.
It was super cold.
That's really unusual.
Super cold. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be in California and it was going to be super warm, but no, it was very, very cold.
Oh, I didn't notice the zipper pull.
Yep.
I have to look at my bag closely. It's cute.
It's got a little VW bug. Rock Candy Green.
Yes.
Singing my name.
Mine was Blue Moon Fiber Arts, their Targhee base, Tiger Targhee, and it had gosh, I don't know, I can't quite remember, but yeah, yours is very you. Mine was very
people have us
specific to me.
pegged. So
They
Cheryl,
really do. Yeah.
this beautiful green leather
Oh,
band
it's true, mine is not green.
it's from Whimsical Gifts, and it's personalized to me. How
Yes.
awesome is that? So it says Megan, and it's got a yarn basket and some little stork scissors, and super cool. And then the other thing is a very green kitty with some pearly stitch markers that can also be a necklace. You can just wear it. Take it off.
Cool.
Put your stitch markers on your project. Yes. Super cool. Super cool. Did you get lured into any of the Tits Out collective?
I looked at that thread a lot.
Yep.
I did. There was somebody I was trying to look for a new to me, but also US based, because there were quite a few that weren't US based. And there was one that, like, I'm pretty sure it was really close to getting into my cart. And you might have picked the one that
I did not. So this was I'm not going to buy any of that.
Oh, okay.
Consolation prize. And then I ended
then
up
it's
buying
4.
some from Harborland anyway on her
Okay.
yak. Oh, it's so pretty. So yes, this is Peggy Jane Fibers. She has a dirty collection.
Okay.
And so this is Dirty Orchid. This one is Dirty Lime. This one is Dirty Teal. And this one is Dirty Sky. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I put them in my cart in this order. They came packaged, and I was like, oh, those are pretty similar. But when you look at them this way, there's a lot of contrast. So I don't know. I don't plan on like finding a fade or anything. But I absolutely love like the rainbow black pop in the middle of all of these.
Very cool.
So pretty. And for some reason, I thought she was out of Canada because of her little maple leaf, but I think she may be like formally out of Canada, or maybe it's Vermont.
Yeah.
I looked at the return
Vermont.
address and I was like, yeah, Vermont, Fairfax, Vermont.
Vermont. They're known for their maple syrup too.
Well, I was just pleasantly surprised. I think every time I've been enabled by her on Instagram, I was thinking I was going to have to pay out of state shipping, or out of country, right, international, non-domestic shipping. So when I popped all of these in my, and they are very reasonably priced, popped all of these into my cart, I was like, oh, okay, good shipping. But yes, super love the dirty. And in more Shayna Made Me Do It news, she had one of these bags and was walking around in it. It's kind of canvas-esque like other bags that are out there, but this is By the Bay. I keep on wanting to call it Down by the Bay, because then I can sing it.
Down by the bay.
Down by the bay, where the
Watermelons grow.
where the watermelons grow, to my home I dare not go. So this is, I can't remember the 2 sizes. I bet there is a thing in here that will tell me. She had a discount code because she was going, that's a small avocado, which will fit on the top of my son's head, but will not fit over the top of we did a size check. And this one is the Maddie Bag medium. So I really like this color, the avocado ovs. Internal pockets for things, you know. But yes, very stylish, right? But yes, she told me about them. She told me about the coupon code. I'm going to firmly blame this on Shane.
Okay. Shane's fault.
Shane's fault. Avocado ovs. Yeah, this one won't fit on my head. It just
Like a little Top Chef hat.
Yep. But yeah, I'm a little internally conflicted, because I think that the pins show off really well on these, and I'm not going to be able to put all of them on that bag or the other bags that I have my pins on, but I don't want them to fall off. I'm scared now. I'm scared. And then randomly, the day that I finished my other SKUs, I either like have the cadence down, like, oh, I buy new knitterly things when I have another one on the needles, which I don't think is the case. I think I subconsciously do it. So I'm like, it can never be used up, and can never, like, it just stays at a constant state in my stash. Knit one, oh, here another one came, but I couldn't turn this up. This is some summertime. Some summertime. I just heard gin bottle blue, I believe is what that blue is, and then the 2 colors of green. I couldn't not.
Yes.
So if you're
Bombay Sapphire.
if you're keeping track at home, that's 3 new self-striking into my stash. So many goodies, and they've all just been sitting there saying, like, are you going to podcast about these so that we can be integrated into the herd?
Put into the stash. So I only have the stash that you were housing here. So I have my lovely honey in Suburban Stitcher. DK. This is the Merino DK. I want to make one of those wool and honey.
Elena Mallory? No, not Elena.
I have
And
the pattern.
Andre Renee. Andre Mallory.
And I think I know of other people who are making them for upcoming events. So maybe somebody can message me and say, hey, we're all making that for this event. And then I can be like, all right, I have a goal now, you know, so that I can get it knit up. Not that I will be at that event, but just that, okay, I'll knit along so that I don't let it languish in my stash
Mhm.
forever, and then forget that, oh, that's right, I really liked these two things together at one time.
Which is why in the past you've kind of cast things on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get it on the needle so you remember I wanted to pair this pattern with this one.
And I know that there are digital ways to do that, but sometimes you pull the thing and make something, and then you're like, that's right.
Takes off.
Yeah. Like, as in, like, I cast it on or it had an original purpose, but when I was stash diving, I found it and went, ooh, I want to make this. And then the original idea gets lost. And then maybe part of the way through, you're like, oh, yeah.
And then you can't really,
Yeah.
You're
So,
like, I'm not going to rip it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be in that same sitch again.
It's a bad stitch to be in. Yeah. No, those are pretty. I haven't seen a lot of them in kind of the plumper bowls like that. I think I've seen a lot of them in like the more rustic.
Yes.
But I think that's because that's what she knit hers up in.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So
The
I'd be
pattern-
interested to see.
Yeah, I think the pattern was knit up in like probably the Jared Flood wool shelter. Yeah, the shelter. And so yeah, this would be heavier, to be certain. So it would definitely look different.
My next non-design project will be the tripartite. So I really like Shayna's, and I think there's a bunch of Shayna Made Me Do It folks that are gonna cast one on in August.
Okay, which one was that?
It's the vest.
Oh,
It's
the
knit
vest,
into
yes.
3 pieces. And you can wear it like as a shawl, or you can wear it as like with the collar. And
Yes, I do recall that.
yeah, I think Jeanette's gonna do it. And I'm trying to think of everybody else that was on the thread for.
How many skeins is that?
It's one lace weight,
One lace weight.
I think. Yeah, like 800 yards. It's a vest, right? Doesn't have sleeves.
Okay.
I think it's very sheer, like you're talking about.
Or
But yeah.
people could knit it in fingering.
Mm-hmm. Or you could stripe it.
Okay.
Yeah, I went out and did some project searching.
Okay.
Yeah, it's super. I like it. I'm excited about it.
Okay.
It's a non-design cast on, and it's going to be after I get to August.
Well, maybe that can go on after my summer tea.
Mm.
Because I'm looking for things like that for, like, again, I do have lace weights
Mhm.
like that. And
Yeah.
it just depends.
Yeah.
I would have to do project surfing as well to find the perfect yarn for it. But I'm sure it's in there. The stash has it.
Yeah, I
There's
think
no need to shop.
at one point I went like, oh, I could knit a whole garment. I can't remember what garment I knit out of lace weight out of one skein. But I did that, and then I acquired a whole bunch, because as you do. Like, oh great, it's all one contiguous string, and I don't have to like purchase multiples. And then you're like, but how many lace weight garments do I knit? Not enough to justify as much as I thought.
My lace has been shrinking lately. I mean, I have acquired a few more sets because that winning base by Nerd Girl is I don't know. I knit that shawl, but I have 2 additional skeins of that to make another sweater. Or thing. It's very ethereal looking, I think, and so it might have to end up being a lace, like something.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's a lace tank top or another shawl. But yeah, I know I had that same problem. You do it once or twice, and then you're like, ooh, lace gets so much yardage for very little money. I just acquired a bright yellow lace, probably the color of your new bag that you got. That I'm in love with.
Mm-hmm. Would make a very pretty tripartite.
Yeah, actually.
Mm-hmm. Just saying. You
might
can
be the
use this
place to go.
hashtag Shayna made me do it.
I've only used that once.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I don't know that I've ever gotten to use that hashtag. I'm super excited about it. Yeah. I know, right?
Yeah, that Stephen Westshall that has the garter and stockinette, like reverse stockinette.
I know what you're talking about. I can see it.
And my brain can't come up with the name.
That you did it out of the super warm. Yep, I remember it.
Yes,
I remember it well.
The alpaca-ness of it all. And I haven't, like, maybe that thing needs to come out again in the winter.
It's not done?
No, I mean, it
just
got
has
put it in a box.
No, it's not in rotation.
Right.
Got it. Yeah. I wouldn't wear it in the summer.
No.
I'm with you.
No.
Unless you were in a really air-conditioned area. Yeah. Anyway, all right. We're just chatting away.
Yep.
Things to be excited about.
No more segments here.
None that I've noted, unless you would like to come up with a new one.
No. No, I just have, it's just interesting to me how I'm still knitting and I'm still spinning and whatnot, but it's not the main thing that I talk about these days. So I was discussing that with somebody else this week where I was like, you know what, like I have these hobbies and it's like, well, like CrossFit I seem to talk the most about. Like that's the one that I'm excited to get online and chat with people about right now. But then hours spent doing the activity, it's knitting, I'm sure. Although right now spinning because Tour de Fleece.
What I'm hearing is you need to talk to more knitters in your daily life, Amy.
Apparently.
You go work out with the people that do CrossFit, so you're seeing a lot more of those. Maybe we need to get a knit night together or something.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah. My knitting conversations are limited to right here, what's on Instagram.
Those are fun conversations, though. Yeah. Not that I'm complimenting myself. I was trying to compliment Instagram, but these are fun conversations, too. At least I hope they're semi-entertaining. I don't know.
Don't know why anybody watches it. Don't habits.
Maybe they don't.
Just download it and throw it away.
Maybe there's some cats out there that are really just hoping Sullivan makes an appearance. They're just watching. My mom turns on HGTV for her dog. We could be like somebody's background noise for their pet.
Yeah, my aunt did that for her lab. Because I'd go visit their house, like when they had a house in the same town as my college, and so sometimes I'd go over there to visit, but then like they wouldn't be there. But since I had the secret knock handshake or whatever, right? I knew how to get in. I would just come in and say hi to their dog,
and the TV would be on.
And the TV would be on.
Well, if they find it comforting, why not? Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, Yukta.